SRE 2410 Review of Interim Financial Information performed by Independent Auditor of the entity. SRE 2410 deals with auditor's professional responsibilities when auditor undertakes an engagement to review interim financial information of an audit client. Interim financial information is financial information prepared and presented as per applicable financial reporting framework and comprises a complete or condensed set of financial statements for shorter period than entity's financial year, updating understanding of entity and its environment, including its internal control. Procedures performed by auditor to update understanding of entity and its environment, including its internal control, include following: reading documentation of a preceding year audit and prior interim period reviews to identify matters that may affect current period interim financial information, considering any significant risks identified in prior year financial statement audit, reading most recent prior period interim financial information, considering materiality with reference to applicable financial reporting framework, considering significant financial reporting matters, considering results of any audit procedures performed for current year financial statements, considering results of any internal audit performed and subsequent actions taken by the management, inquiring of management about results of management's assessment of risk about fraud, inquiring of management about changes in entities' business activities, inquiring of management about any significant changes in internal control, inquiring of management about process by which interim financial information has been prepared, inquiries, and analytical and other review procedures. Auditor shall perform following procedures for review of financial statements: reading minutes of meetings of shareholders and those charged with governance to identify matters that may affect interim financial information, and inquiring about matters for which minutes are not available, considering effects of matters giving rise to modification at the time of a previous audit or reviews, communicating with other auditors who are performing review of entities' significant components, inquiring of management responsible for financial and accounting matters about following: whether interim financial information has been prepared as per applicable financial reporting framework, whether there have been any changes in accounting principles, whether interim financial information contains any known uncorrected misstatements, unusual or complex situations that may affect interim financial information, such as business combination or segment disposal, significant assumptions relevant to fair value measurement or disclosures, whether related party transactions have been appropriately accounted and disclosed, significant changes in commitments, contractual obligations, and contingent liabilities, significant transactions occurring in last several days of interim period or first several days of next interim period, knowledge of any fraud or any non-compliance with laws and regulations that have a material effect on interim financial information, whether management has identified all events up to the date of review report that may require adjustment or disclosure in interim financial information, applying analytical procedures to identify relationships and items that appear unusual, reading interim financial information, and considering whether anything causes auditor to believe that interim financial information is not prepared as per applicable financial reporting framework. Management's representation. Auditor shall obtain a written representation from the management that it acknowledges its responsibility for design and implementation of internal control. Interim financial information is prepared as per applicable financial reporting framework. It has disclosed to auditor all known significant facts relating to any fraud. It has disclosed to auditor results of its assessment of risks about fraud. It has disclosed to auditor all known non-compliance with the laws and regulations. It has disclosed to auditor all subsequent events, communication. When a matter causes auditor to believe that it is necessary to make material adjustment in interim financial information so that it is prepared as per applicable financial reporting framework, He shall communicate this matter to those charged with the governance. If those charged with the governance do not respond within reasonable period, auditor shall consider whether to modify report, possibility of withdrawing from the engagement, possibility of resigning from appointment to audit annual financial statements. The auditor's report. Auditor shall issue a written report that contains following: title, addressee, board of directors, identification of interim financial information reviewed and date and period covered, statement that management is responsible for preparation and presentation of interim financial information as per applicable financial reporting framework, statement that auditor is responsible for expressing a conclusion on interim financial information, statement that review of interim financial information was conducted as per SRE 2410, statement that review is substantially less in scope than audit conducted as per SA, conclusion as to whether anything causes auditor to believe that interim financial information is not prepared or does not present fairly as per applicable financial reporting framework, date of report, place of signature, auditor's signature, other considerations, departure from applicable financial reporting framework. If matters cause auditor to believe that interim financial information is materially affected by departure from applicable financial reporting framework and management does not correct interim financial information, auditor shall modify, that is qualified or adverse conclusion, review report. He will modify the review report. Next, the limitation on scope. Auditor shall not accept an engagement to review interim financial information if there is a limitation on scope of auditor's review imposed by the management. If management imposes a limitation on scope after accepting engagement, auditor shall request management to remove that limitation. If management refuses, auditor is unable to express a conclusion. Going concern and significant uncertainties. If material uncertainty relating to event or condition comes to auditor's attention, that may cast significant doubt on the entity's ability to continue as a going concern. An adequate disclosure is made in the interim financial information. Auditor shall modify review report by adding EOM, emphasis of matter paragraph. If material uncertainty that casts significant doubt about entity's ability to continue as a going concern is not adequately disclosed in the interim financial information, auditor shall express a qualified or adverse conclusion